Right.
They weren't even in their room. And so thankfully things have changed. So you have all these things in place that don't make things, I feel like I'm just saying very general things, but it can put you in a position where things can get dangerous, especially with the C-section.
Right.
So I had that after 3 days to see the pediatrician, but I couldn't drive. But I wasn't allowed technically, after an abdominal surgery, you're not supposed to pick up anything heavier than your baby.
So like
So how do
8 pounds max.
So wait, but the car seat, usually you're carrying and not only the car seat has a baby in it, and then you're probably getting the stroller out.
Wow.
So at that moment, I was even my performance patterns to be able to do those things. I was using a lot of compensatory strategies because at that moment I was just so oblivious, honestly. Like I was preparing for the nursery and the baby showers and blah, 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 blah. I did not plan for the important things.
Yeah.
And so I just had rage. Well, that and I wasn't sleeping, but I just had all this. I felt like, why didn't anyone tell me this?
Yeah.
I was a little mad at my mom. I was like, why didn't you tell me this is going to happen? Or even I had like videos to learn about C-sections and vaginal births. I didn't even watch the C-section one because my OB told me, he's like, no. She's going to be vaginal. It's going to be fine.
Wow.
So I didn't even bother. And the way that insurance works, depending on your insurance, I didn't get any ultrasounds after 20 weeks.
What?
And my OB thought that the baby was in place the whole time. So I went into labor naturally. I had set my date for induction in case I got to 41 weeks.
Sure.
But I think I went into labor 40 weeks. And then I get there. I had declined pretty much cervical checks because I knew like the risk of infection there. And so they did the cervical check because, I mean, it's time, so might as well, right? She's like, this is hurting you too much. And I couldn't feel anything. She's like, I think I may have felt feet. And I was just like, what do you mean? There's supposed to be a head there. Baby was breached the whole pregnancy. The way baby presented, her head was always here. Her feet were always, and I was just like, I thought I was getting poked like in weird ways, but I didn't know at that moment. And so I have all this rage, right? And I go back to work. And so luckily we were able to make that a thing in our hospital. But for me, it almost kind of, if you think about the way it goes with pediatrician visits, I think it's like after 2 or 3 days, and then sometimes after 2 weeks, and then a month, and then at 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, or 9, and then 12. So I'm just saying, like, there's like significant, like maybe every 2 months, right?
Yeah.
Women only get seen after 6 weeks. So you have the baby, they kick you out, adios. They give you handouts. They do. I lost them. Not even gonna lie. I found them while I was moving the second time.
Oh wow.
I was like, oh, those are the pelvic floor exercises there.